good finish to the weekend for our team. You know, we've talked a lot about trying to get better from game to game, and I thought we were better tonight than we were last night. And we talked about that as a group, right? And that's what I've enjoyed about this group. Like even after we won the game in overtime on Friday, you know, it wasn't dancing and doing all this stuff. And it's hey, we got to get better tomorrow, right? We got to play better tomorrow. And I thought we skated better. I thought we got on the forecheck better. And I thought obviously we're playing a good team. I thought the first 10 minutes of the third period, Penn State really pushed, and our guys hung in there, and obviously proud of the guys for getting the job done. Now we got a day off tomorrow, and then start getting ready for the next weekend.
Adam, do you remember a better power play without scoring than your first one tonight? It seemed like you had the puck in their zone about 1 minute and 55 seconds.
Yeah, that was a really good power play. Some good looks. I think Danny hit the post. I thought they played with pace, and that's a little bit of being a good power play too. It's not always you're not always going to score, but can you create momentum for your team, right? And so that's our goal, right? Obviously, we want to score, but create positive momentum. And if it doesn't go in, you can't get frustrated. And I thought those guys did a heck of a job staying with it.
Is the goal on that normally to get 1 or 2 good chances in the power play? Because you had about 6 of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, we think if our power play's playing with pace and we're not playing slow and attacking, and that leads to quality chances. And I don't know how many we had. It felt like quite a few, and their goalie did a good job. And but that's the mentality you want to have in the power play. You got the extra guy, you want to be on the attack.
It's hard enough for some freshmen to transfer to the college, and you have a line with all 3 freshmen. What have you just liked from them together, and then kind of towards the end of the game there, what did you like for them kind of standing up for each other and for themselves there?
Yeah. Well, I think they're a little bit birds of a feather. Like they think the game at a high level, right? And so Niels is a real cerebral player, plays 200 feet. Rome's can really shoot it. I think Rome's is faster than he gives himself credit for. He's gotten faster since he's got here, and Riker's super gifted too. And I think they're learning how to play away from the puck and getting better at that. And I agree with you. At the end of the day, you got to stick up for yourself. And what I like there is there was no hesitation from Niels, right? Like that isn't a fake deal. Like he saw what happened to his teammate, and he stood up for himself. And good for Riker too, right? Like we're not looking to. You're not looking for that to happen, but in our sport, there's an opportunity to stick up for yourself and make sure you do it.
If there was one sort of downplay in the game, it was the number of penalties that happened. What do you guys have to do to kind of clean up some of that to get a little more solid on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think again, I've talked about this before. We are one of the qualities of our team. I think we play with a lot of emotion, and I think this is an emotional game. You just got to make sure you don't play emotional and cross the line. And they're a team that if you look at the numbers, I mean, they go on the power play quite a bit, and I'm not sure if that's the way they play, and they're taxing, and obviously they got some skilled guys, and so we knew that going in. We got to be ready and prepared on the kill, and definitely the stick ones where you're not moving your feet, we don't want penalties out of aggression or physicality. We'll kill those ones off, and so not that we're looking to take penalties, but I also think we're not a very good hockey team if we don't play physical, and so we're going to continue to do that.
You mentioned being better on the forecheck, but it seemed like, especially the first 2 periods, Penn State was having a very difficult time leaving their zone. So you guys have very active sticks. What specifically did you notice about the forecheck that was really working through all 4 lines?
I thought we were more skating as 5 guys together, and I think that's a little bit our calling card, right? We got to try to get on teams, and we talked this morning, showed some video of the guys that where we were kind of standing and watching, and for us to be a good team, you got to be ready to sweat, and don't look down your nose at being a hardworking team, a blue collar team, a competitive team, and your number one quality can't be your stick handling, and we need all that, and shooting and all, and skating and all that, but I think the mindset of our team is we got to be ready to work, and I thought our guys did that.
Obviously a much different result than last night. What can you take from a game like this, 5-0, we'll use the term blowout? Can you still teach your team something from a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, I liked our mindset coming in, right? I think we talked to our guys about, hey, this is not about the scoreboard. It's, the standard is the standard, and so we got to try to get better here and play better than we did on Friday. And I think that I was excited when I saw that out of our guys. I could tell right off the bat that they knew we got another level that we can get to, and I thought we did a lot of good stuff too on the Friday game. But I think learning that, hey, this is what this is about. This is about trying to play your best every game and trying to get better every single game. And we need every guy on our roster to be a good team, right? We can't have any passengers. And I thought tonight, for the most part, we had everyone going.
2-7 games now. Trey's already got 3 shutouts this year. This one arguably the most impressive. Is this as dialed in as you've maybe seen him since you've been coaching him?
I think Trey's always dialed. I think we do a better job in front of him, right? I think where I think Trey really is, he's always been calm. He's always athletic. He always finds a way to make the big save at the right time. But I think it's just as managing the game, right? As the amount of times he got us a whistle when we needed it. Using his stick to put it up into the mesh, and then we can get fresh troops out there. And that's part of being you're a world-class goalie. It's not just making a save, but how do you manage the game? And I thought he's really taken a step. And Jared DeMichael does a heck of a job working with him, and I know they have a great relationship. And I think that's why Trey came back too. Is he wanted to be a leader on our team, right? And he's in our leadership group. And sometimes I think with goalies you just try to leave them alone. And Trey's super invested in our team, and this is really his first time being a mentor for a younger goalie too, right? And so. Melvin's a heck of a goalie. He looks up to Trey, and even I think if you look at our game on Friday, we win in overtime, and the bench goes to celebrate, and Melvin went right to Trey, right? So I think there's a mutual respect there. So he's a huge part of our team, right? And we're going to need him to be good for us to keep going.
Coach, very impressive penalty kill this series. I think holding Penn State to over 9 on the power play. Can you speak to how impressive that was, especially against a team that's obviously one of the best in the nation on the power play?
Yeah. No, I thought the guys did a great job. Again, Jared DeMichael, runs our kill. I think he does a great job. It's detailed, it's organized. He's got passion for it, and I think the players can feel that. And at the end of the day, they got to go out there and execute and do it, right? So credit to the guys. And it starts with I thought we were pretty good at the dot. We'll win some draws. I did think that first power play tonight, they had some pretty good looks, right? And so he talked to him on the bench about getting organized, and I think too, if you want to have a good penalty kill, I've said this before, make sure you have a good goalie, right? So we got a good goalie to make some saves. You got to win face-offs. You got to clear pucks. I thought we were great at clearing pucks, and you got to be great on the forecheck. Once they're set up in the zone, it's pretty tough. They got 5, and you only got 4 out there, and especially as much skill as they have on their team. So, but yeah, that was definitely a bright spot on the weekend.
If you could describe this team in one word, what would you say and why?
I think humble. I mean, that would be the word I would describe to him. I go back to, we obviously everyone's spinning their ear about it being a big game, and it was. Every game we play is big, but what I like about our group, I don't think there's an arrogance to it. I think that we know that we need everyone for us to be the team we want to be, and we know that we got to keep getting better, and we're only as good as our last practice, not even game. And so I really enjoy that. I think that's the type of kids you try to recruit, right? They come from great families that are down to earth team people, and but I really do think this is a humble group.
Gavin McKenna, how much of your game plan for this weekend was dedicated to him? Did you guys have to do anything different going up against him?
Nothing.
You guys seem to keep Penn State out there on long shifts. Was that a product of just the blue collar skate mentality in the gameplay, or was it actually part of the plan of trying to keep their guys out there a little longer?
I think every team, right, tries to, coaches are always harping on, keeping your shift length short, right, and to play how we want to play as a team, you can't stay out there. It's impossible to stay out there that long. So I think being smart with your changes, especially in the second period, you got the long change there, and they did it to us in the third for the first 10 minutes there, right? We got stuck out there a couple times. So I think if you can pressure the team, and then you get a group of guys that are team guys that, hey, I'm not going to just stay out there and try to chase points. I'm actually going to try to help us be a good hockey team. Then you can string some shifts together and hopefully wear a team down. Good, thanks.